We're waiting on official word as to how many Bucks fans have filled the Deer District as the Bucks have tied this series at 2 games apiece, 109-103, with the Game 4 win over the Phoenix Suns as this series shifts back to Phoenix. 25,000 strong in Game 3. And I'm guessing, guys, from the looks of that video, that we're somewhere in that range. Aaron Rodgers joining NBA Twitter.
Yes, Chris, I think we're close to 25,000 again.
2-2.
They got there a little slower.
Got
there a little slower because of the rain, but they got there.
Yeah. Did you bring, by the way, any of the Bucks bucket beer hats?
There was less something tonight, guys.
We'll get back to that because Bucks fans want to hear us talk about this game. Welcome into Milwaukee. This is live at the NBA Finals presented by YouTube TV. I'm Kristen Ledlow. He's the Hall of Famer Grant Hill. Brendan Haywood is with us. 3D Dennis Scott has come up from the sidelines and is with us on the set. But Dennis, you had the opportunity to be out there before this game. Just give us an idea of what it felt like.
Well, I was a little scared at first, guys, when we saw that rain coming over here. I was wondering we have this atmosphere. So I give these fans a lot of credit. As the rain was stopping, more people were coming. So, Chris, I bet you it was more than 25,000 out there tonight because they wanted to make sure they tied this thing up tonight 2-2.
Unbelievable, guys. And not only are they outside, but Brendan, they're inside right now, and I can hardly hear any of you as they chant Bucks in 6. The momentum has shifted here in Milwaukee.
It certainly has right now. I tell you, it feels like all 25,000 people are here in this part of the building because they are so loud, so passionate, so excited. And what a game, what a finish. Certainly this team has made these fans here in Milwaukee proud. And you're right, now it's a 3-game series. Whoever can win 2, they are the world champions.
Without a doubt, Grant. Brendan, what is it about this team that when their backs are up against the wall, this is not the first 0-2 deficit they faced this postseason, and they have tied this series yet again?
Well, this team, they believe in themselves, and they have a great leader in Giannis. And the other guys, they fill in and they fill their roles, they play their roles. Chris Middleton had a big-time 40 tonight, but this isn't a team that gets rattled easily. And like you said, they're down 0-2, but they always believed in themselves. They had that belief. And when you're a team that has that belief that you can come back from anything, even when the chips are down, when everybody else is writing you off, you'll still feel like we can get this done. That's exactly what Milwaukee's doing right now.
We're watching the fans filter out of the Deer District, filter out of the arena. Well, they're still in here.
Yeah, they're still in here. They don't
want to go home yet.
They're going to let this one sink in for a while.
Some are filtering out. This actually may take a while that we all can't hear each other very well. But let's get back to this series as it now shifts to Phoenix. Dennis, how much confidence has this Bucks team now gained, not only because they've tied the series, but because of what we just witnessed in the last 5.5 minutes of that game?
Well, I go back to Giannis' press conference after Game 3. He talked about how each game this team gets better per series. So now you win Game 3, you learn from a few small mistakes, you come back in Game 4. Drew Holiday didn't shoot the ball particularly well again, but his defense, his rebounding, getting to the free throw line, still the intangibles that still help this team get over the hump. Pat Connaughton coming off the bench. We talk about him making a couple threes. He made those threes tonight when needed. And last but not least, Giannis may have had a block of the playoffs, that big block with the alley-oop for Ayton to kind of get those guys over the hump.
Hey, 3D, you like to talk about intangibles? Well, the Bucks won all the intangible stats tonight. Fast break points, 15-0 Bucks. Turnovers, 17-5 in favor of the Bucks. Bucks go to the free throw line 29 times. Suns only go there 19 times. All the hustle stats that says I'm playing harder than you, the Bucks won those, and that's why these fans are going crazy. What they screaming, 3D?
Bucks and 6.
What?
At least we coming back, right?
6.
Hey, knock it off, my guy. Knock it off.
You mentioned Pat Connaughton, 3D. He's joining us now from the court, and as we all struggle to hear each other talk, Pat, we're hoping that you can hear us. What was it like to be on that court and hear those cheers for you?
It was incredible. I mean, this is what you work for, right? The NBA Finals, the biggest stage, but most importantly, to have each other's backs. I mean, I just heard you guys talking, and the intangibles, the winning plays, the things, PJ Tucker did. I'm not even sure if he scored a point, but his presence was felt, and those are the types of things that we kind of pride ourselves on as a team, and that's what it comes down to in playoff basketball. That's how you win.
Pat, I had a chance to broadcast your games against Brooklyn in that series, and what an incredible series. You guys got down, but just showed a tremendous amount of grit and toughness. and that was certainly on display, it seemed here, particularly in that fourth quarter. What was going through your mind? What was discussed in the huddles as you guys were chipping away at that lead there midway and late through the fourth quarter?
Well, first of all, it's good to have you back and not in an Atlanta Hawks shirt sitting courtside. Secondly,
I didn't think you noticed, Pat. I'm sorry.
Well done, Pat.
Secondly, I would just say, that Brooklyn series was, an Eastern Conference powerhouse series, and that was the type of things that we needed coming back from Phoenix down 0-2. That were the things we talked about. Like, they need to feel us a little bit more, that physicality, that toughness, those hustle stats you guys just talked about. We needed to win those because they're a terrific ball club. They're a terrific team. They move the ball. They play unselfishly. They scramble on defense, and to win the hustle stats and to make sure that they feel us physically like the Brooklyn's Nets did is why we came out with a W tonight.
Pat, I love your petty level as you were able to get on my guy G Hill right here. But what these Bucks fans loved even more was that big-time three that you hit in the fourth quarter. Talk about this Bucks team and your resiliency, being down 0-2 and then being down in this game but fighting through and finding a way to get the win.
Resiliency and fighting through adversity, that's what we've showed all season. I think that's been the biggest difference between this year and the last few years is we were able to find a way to get through that adversity and just the trust that the teammates have in each other. We go to war together. We battle for each other. We have each other's backs. And the confidence they have in me, I have the same confidence in them. And so you got to shoot them when you're ready. You got to shoot them when you're open. You got to be ready to shoot them at all times. I missed a few I should have made, but at the end of the day, I made enough to help my team come out with a win.
And Pat, we know help the helper is a big phrase that Bud likes to use. Take us through Giannis helping and then recovering for that big block to kind of seal the deal there at the end of the game.
You said block of the playoffs. I might say block of the year, block of ever. I had a great view of that. He made it to help us get that win.
But we do talk a lot about unstoppable Giannis performances, but how unstoppable was Chris Middleton in this one? How big was his contribution?
Chris is an all-star. He played like it. He showed it. The thing that I love most about this entire series and this entire playoff run is the world gets to see it. We see it on a daily basis. We see it on a night-and-night basis. The Bucks fans know it, but the world's getting to see why Chris Middleton's an all-star, and he's one of the best teammates I've ever had, and for him to be able to show it on this stage, I'm really happy for him, and again, much better to have him on our team.
And Pat, can you take us back? I think it was late in the third quarter. Coach Bud called a timeout. You come out, you execute, you get Giannis for an easy left-hand dunk. Can you take us through that play that we've never seen before?
Yeah, that was a play, Bud drew up. We worked on it a little bit in practice. It's something that, there were multiple options. And the read that Drew Holiday made, he had Chris on one side, he had Giannis on the other side. But, again, P.J. Tucker. The screens that P.J. sets, he doesn't get credit for it. It's not something in the stats, but he gets credit in our locker room. And, we wouldn't be here without him. And for him to get Giannis open, the easy buckets are the buckets that we want to make sure we try to get more of, especially for Giannis, because as the game continues, he fights through a lot, and he's exhausted, so it's nice to get him a few easy ones.
Pat, I asked these guys, but I want to ask you as well, what is it about this team that when your backs are against the wall, this isn't the first 0-2 deficit that you all have faced this postseason alone? How much confidence has been gained as you've tied yet another series?
A lot. It's fighting through adversity. We prefer not to put ourselves in those types of holes, but, when we do, it's about staying together. And I think that's what shows a lot in this team, and that's what helps, make you a championship caliber team is when things start going the wrong way, you come closer. You don't, go apart. You don't, look to individual things. Like, you come closer as a team. You have each other's backs even more during the tough times, and that's something that Coach and John Horst and the ownership has preached time and time again, and that's something that this team's really responded with.
Pat, thanks so much for taking the time to join us. We at least know that we're going to see you again in Milwaukee a few days from now, so we'll go ahead and let you go. But thank you again, and congratulations on the win.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Good stuff. Good
All
stuff.
right, guys, we've got to get back to how we got here, because the Bucks, with the 19-8 run to finish that game with less than 5.5